So I've been testing and dosing parameters for, I'd say, the last 2 months or so. And I'm at the point now where, oh, there goes my cat. I'm at the point now where I decided I don't want to keep doing it manually, so we're going to go with the automatic dosing system here. I decided to go with the Reef Dose 4 from Red Sea. I already have the Reef Beat app installed because I have my RS LED 90 light for my tank. So for the dose 4, I got 4 containers here, which I'm going to put solutions in, and then I got the tubing from Red Sea and the clip as well that goes in the back. So let's get into the install, see how it goes. Okay, so I did some measuring. I drew a line here, which is about where I'm going to mount the containers roughly. So in the cabinet area, it's going to be a tight fit. I'm going to put the Reef Dose 4 in between the hinge and the FMM here. And then the bracket bolts should be on the top underneath the light area. Hopefully I don't drill into my light, but I measured it, so it should be okay. So let's get it. Here's the bracket I'm going to use for these containers. I'm going to put one here. And then I'll just go along the line. Second one, third one, fourth one. Drill the holes, mount the brackets, and then attach the containers. Okay, first container is mounted. This is how it's gonna look. So now I just replicate the same idea 3 more times. Let's go. Boom, and there it is. The last container I had a different bracket, so it looks a little odd, but that's it. These are the 4 containers now for the 4 dosing units. I'm gonna number it like 1, 2, 3, 4 as you see left to right. So it'll be the same way on the Reef Dose, so there's no confusion. So this part is done for now. Now it's time to mount the Reef Dose and drill some holes for the line and route the lines, and yeah, let's do it. Okay, so here's the Reef Dose mounted. It's just a bracket they give you, and then you screw it in with 4 screws, and then it just clips right in. Nothing real complicated about that. So this is mounted, fits good. Now it's time to start thinking about the lines. Boom! We got some color in the cabinet area now. Okay, here is 1, 2, 3, 4 on the Reef Dose, corresponding to the containers outside. As you can see, I had to drill another hole for the line. So the line goes into the hole in the container and then drops down to the bottom of the container. I got a hole for each, so it's nice and organized. I like the way it looks, nice and clean. The lines travel up from the unit to the back of my sump area. Right now they're just hanging because I still need to prime and calibrate and do all that. So we're just hanging them there for now, but they're eventually going to go right here with the little clip, and they'll just drop down to the sump area, nice and clean. So yeah, let's calibrate and do all that stuff now, I guess. Okay, I already tested out the first container, the orange line, so I'm going to do the second one now. Calibration and all that. So I'm going to pour some RODI into the container. Fill it up there a little bit. Okay, bring it over. Try not to spill or drop anything here. Gotta use one hand. Okay, so just feed it through like that and then just twist it on. And then with the hose length, it should be at the bottom entirely. Yep. So we're good there. Now you grab your Reef Beat app and my number 2. Set up head number 2. This is gonna be my phosphate, so I'm just gonna, for brand name, just type DIY since I'm mixing my own concentration. So phosphate, we'll just type that up real quick. And then I'll just call it PO4. PO4. Alright. Now we gotta prime it. So you want to prime it until liquid comes all the way through the lines, so there's no air. So my pink line. Let's put that in there. Collect the water. Kind of difficult with one hand, but we're managing. Okay, start the priming. So on the first one I had to prime it twice to get all the air out. So it's doing its thing. Prime, 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 prime. Eventually it stops, and then you gotta prime it again. See, right now it's just air coming out. So once this priming session stops, I'll just start another one, and then by that time it'll start pouring out liquid. Okay, there we go. Finally, water is coming out of the line. This is good. So once that happens, now you want to calibrate. So you gotta take your little glass cylinder here they provide for you, stick the tube in. Once you get the tube in, then you go to your app and you press the calibrate button, and it starts filling up to a specified amount, and whatever amount it ends up on is what you need to record in the phone app. So for example, I think this one was 3.9, so not exactly 4. So you put 3.9 in, and then with that information it'll adjust. This is kind of where things took a turn for the worse for me. So I was trying to position this with one hand with a camera, and then it fell and I broke it. So at this point I was pissed, because now I can't measure using this. Luckily I had another type of cylinder I could use to calibrate, but I think they should probably use plastic from now on. I got a plastic one here. It's not as precise as that one, but eventually I make it work. But I mean, at this point I was just kind of upset and pissed off, and I didn't want to really record anymore. So I was just like, whatever, let's just get this done. So I ended up calibrating it fine, everything worked out. But yeah, it sucks when you break something like that. But yeah, we push forward and we keep going. So let's get this going. See, I got it to calibrate to 4, and yeah, I just continue the same steps for the other two, but I didn't record it. But you guys get the idea. So here's the back of the sump, all plumbed out with a clip on there and everything. Came out looking nice. This back area needs to be cleaned up a bit. Work in progress, right? And then here's the cabinet area. Still gotta attempt to somewhat clean this up a little bit. It's just a huge mess, but I mean, it's functional, which is what I care more about, function over form. And then here's the containers, just to show you the whole system, how it's going to be. My first container is going to be alk, second one's phosphate, third is going to be NOPOX, carbon dosing, and then my fourth one is going to be silica. This might change over time, but for now, this is what the 4 containers will be. That's going to do it for me, guys. That is the dosing, and I'm going to run it tomorrow and see what happens. So I'll see you guys on the next one. Later.